Nice. So I get the question every time: why is the cryptocurrency market actually falling in prices? And the answer I do give is we're investing in ideas and not real products. And let me tell you this: 99% of the cryptocurrency projects out there, both coins, both ICOs, are going to fail. That is why you have to look at projects. You have to look at what are they seeking to do. If not, it's going to be disastrous. However, there are two ways you could make money with this cryptocurrency hype. Now, you could ride the hype. What do I mean by that? Though recently we have seen projects like Data Wallet and then WePower and the rest of them. Sorry, forgive my accent. Some persons they say, "Hey, your English is not good." My friend, you don't have to blame me. That is my accent. However, if you could hear me, there is no problem. So you could ride the hype. What do I mean by that? There is a hype around this project, right? So we already know that when you buy into an ICO, there is a price it's going to they're going to sell it on the exchange. So you could buy it, and maybe after a few days, the price could jump up again. You can sell. However, that is buying into the hype. However, there are other products again that you buy into the ICOs and then they are going to stand the test of time. So you want to be choosing between either buying and taking the profits immediately, or you take those profits and you invest it in projects that are going to stand the test of time. Listen, the fact that the project launched an ICO and they gave 20 times return, 50 times return, that does not mean it's going to stand the test of time. When you are investing in a platform, you want to ask yourself, what is the use of this thing? Listen, there are many cryptocurrency projects out there that, except for the few likes of projects like Ethereum, Neo, uh, and some other projects that are actually shaping one part of society, Ripple and the rest of the, you see some of these projects, they are not doing anything. So we've been investing in ICOs now. How many ICOs have we invested in that have solved one real world problem? Many of the ICOs are talking about banking in your banks. What are their plans for banking in your bank? So the question you want to be asking yourself is, how many persons in Africa, how many persons in Asia, how many persons in India have a smartphone? Now, we have a statistics that says we have 3.4 billion people who have smartphone. What is the sanctity of that statement? You want to be asking yourself. Now, when you look at many ICOs coming and talking about ICOs, this ICO, they want to give power to this. Listen, have you heard of the project that is called For New? So, what For New is seeking to do? For New is one project. I don't really know why the ICO is not really going at the speed of light. But what For New wants to do, they want to change the way we generate electricity. So you see people generating waste and waste and waste and waste and waste and waste. How do we now solve this major problem? So we want to be asking ourselves, the cryptocurrency market, for example, you see over 1,000 coins. You are talking about over 2,000 coins, and you see many ICOs coming up. Listen, what are we investing? Are we just trading money on things that have no real world value? When you talk about the stock market, you're talking about stock market is companies that have a real world product. But you talk about cryptocurrencies today, a company raises 40 million and the next day they launch in an exchange, and everybody said that bought into the coin, they sell their coins and they get their money, and nobody even bother to ask and say, what are you using this money for? Nobody bother to ask the report on those companies and the rest of them, and it's a very 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 bad one. It ought not to be so. Listen, if I were to be in charge of cryptocurrency, the way cryptocurrencies are being done today, the way ICOs are being done, that is not the way ICOs are to be done. ICOs funds are to be locked up for a certain period of time. When you invest into a company before the company launches an IPO, they keep this money for, they call them it's only accredited investors that actually invest. So they keep this money for 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, and then after 5 years they now release. Uh, that's when they can now sell to the public. That is how cryptocurrency used to be. I'm not saying that cryptocurrencies, when you invest in the platform, is going to be 5 years. No, but at least let it be months. Let it be something like 2 months, 3 months. How can you invest in a ICO today and tomorrow the coin just launch? What is that? That is shite play. That is shite play. So you want to be looking at all this stuff, because one of the things I've seen with cryptocurrency market is that, though I don't see it only with cryptocurrency market, uh I see it everywhere. Look at Loop S. Now, when people make videos, why I left the lady platforms, most time I don't make video of them, maybe only people and the rest of them. Why I left it is because when you are trying to, maybe you are seeing red flags. The fact that you see red flags on a project, that does not mean that the project is actually wrong or not. Now, when I made a video on fusion, I saw a lot of red flags and I pointed them out. There were people who were commenting and the rest of them. Some persons were commenting, "Oh, you are this and that." I did not bother, because even before I came online, started doing videos on YouTube, I'm a person, even in the face of accusation, I do not reply, because I know it's not me. So when you make videos on platforms like this, like Loop S and the rest of the, and you start, maybe you saw some red flags, and you start warning people and say, this is this is not this. People do not tend to listen, and it's a very bad one. So we want to be asking ourselves, cryptocurrencies, why does a company need an ICO? Do have a very good day.